Last issue, and then because I want to start taking questions. Last issue I want to mention to you is one that's personal to me. I'd love to get as many of you engaged in it as I can. I understand that it's not on a lot of people's radar screen, but I don't think it's okay that we have 37 million people who wake up in poverty every day in America. Not in the richest nation on the planet. And there are things we can do. For any of you who don't know, I've been running a poverty center at the University of North Carolina for the last couple of years, and we've had the best people in America. In fact, we've got a book coming out this spring laying out some new ideas about fighting poverty. But some of it's not rocket science. We can do things like, I mentioned this earlier, raise the minimum wage, organize workers so that they earn a decent wage, organize them into unions, do something about our dysfunctional housing policy in America that concentrates poor people together. How long is it going to take us to figure out that we can't continue to do that? To help people to be able to save, to give kids access to college, to deal with some of the, I think, the more difficult issues around poverty, things that politicians, for some reason, well, I know the reason, don't like to talk about because they're a little bit red hot. And I'm talking about the societal and cultural components of poverty. You know, you go to community centers all across the country. I've been in a bunch of them right here in New Hampshire. And when you meet a 14 or 15-year-old girl who's having her third child, the odds are overwhelming that her and her children are going to live in poverty. When you meet a young African-American man who believes in the inner city, who believes with certainty that he is either going to die or go to prison, he has absolutely no reason to invest in his future. We have to help. We have to restore hope for that young woman and for that young man. And I'll be honest with you, there is a role for the government. My view is there's a bigger role for local institutions, local community action groups, because that's where the real work's being done. A lot of it's being done by faith-based groups, by charitable groups. But I've seen, like in Connecticut, I saw an extraordinary program that's being used to help teenage pregnancy. Basically, it's a mentoring program. It had a huge impact. I've seen exactly the same thing with young African-American men. Here's the bottom line. You know, if your church wants to add on, wants to build a new church, you don't say to your pastor, go let us know when it's over. You don't say to your minister, let us know when you finish the construction. If somebody in your community out in rural New Hampshire, or in my case, rural North Carolina, wants to raise a barn, we don't say, well, we'll watch you from the sidelines. That's not America. That's not who we are. We do things together. And I'm here to tell you, we can't continue to hope somebody else is going to do this for us. We have to do it. All of us, starting today. God bless you all. Thank you for being here.